Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, Super Tuesday was a very, very, well, first of all, the turnout. I think the key thing to the whole thing about the whole Super Tuesday vote was the turnout. Massive, massive crowds, record breaking voting. And what's unbelievable is that is really the big statistic. I'm going to share that with you in just a second. The winners last night, kind of all over the board, okay, for the Democrats. Hillary Rodham Clinton won 7 states. She won Texas. She won Massachusetts. She won Virginia. Hillary won Alabama. Hillary won Georgia. Hillary won Tennessee. And she won Arkansas, okay? Then in the Bernie Sanders won Vermont, he won Oklahoma, and he won Colorado and Minnesota. All right, so 4 states for Bernie Sanders, 7 states for Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now, here's what took place on the Republican side. Donald Trump was the big winner on Super Tuesday with 7 states. He won Alabama. He won Tennessee. He won Massachusetts. Donald Trump won Virginia. He won Vermont. He won Georgia. And Trump also won Arkansas. But Ted Cruz definitely had a good night as well because he won Texas, his home state, big win. He also won Oklahoma. And late last night, he pulled out a close victory over Trump and won Alaska. Marco Rubio did get his first win in that caucus up there in Minnesota. So, having said all that, it was a very, very interesting night. But so obviously, Trump and Clinton both winning 7 states apiece, and Sanders getting 4, and Cruz getting 3, and Rubio 1. So that's how you see the map playing out. But here's the big statistic. This is the number that nobody wants to talk about in the media, and this is the most important number of them all. Total votes. So far, has been 8.3 million votes cast with the Republicans and 5.5 million votes cast with the Democrats. This is an unbelievable, huge, if you want to say huge, that's huge. That is the number. The Republican electorate, the folks across America that are pouring out for the polls in these first, 15 states. 8.3 million votes compared to 5.5 on the Republican side. Now you say, Pastor Begley, what does that mean? This is just the primaries. Go to 2008. Barack Obama, as of this exact moment, and Hillary Clinton were both running. So you had 2 pretty superpower candidates. The Democrats had 8.1 million votes at that point, and the Republicans 5.2 million votes at the same exact point. And we know what happened. Obama goes on to win the nomination, and then he goes on to sweep into the presidency over John McCain pretty easily. So what you have now is, and the reason is you had a Democrat base that was hungry for change. And of course, his platform was change you can believe in, or change we can believe in, I think was his slogan. Okay. Here we are 8 years later. People are disenfranchised with the Obama administration and his executive orders and his failed foreign policy and his turning his back on Israel and the unemployment numbers that are so bogus and the actual fluctuation of the market and the unstable currency, and we could go on and on and on. And the social changes have been sweeping through that have really, really getting under the skin of most of your average Americans. That's the truth. Then you have a dysfunctional Congress. First of all, you had the Nancy Pelosi Congress that rammed Obamacare down our throat, and that has just about wrecked the economy as your premiums have skyrocketed, your deductibles are outrageous, and if you don't have health insurance, you got a gun to your head by the IRS. All right? That was the Pelosi Congress. After that, you get now this John Boehner Congress and Paul Ryan Congress. It's the Republicans in full control of the Congress, yet they cannot deliver much at all to the desk of the president. They can't blame him at this point because they can't give him anything to veto. All right? Instead, they passed a $1.1 trillion budget in late December at 2:30 in the morning and brought it to the desk of the president, and he signed it with his left hand. All right? That continues to... So look. So the people... The American people have said we've had enough of the establishment. The establishment. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle they're on. We're tired of the establishment. Our country must be taken back. Now, if you go back and listen to the early speeches of Ronald Reagan in 1980 when he was running for president, his message was government has become corrupt. It is too big. It's intruding into our lives. It's an establishment that has to be changed. And the Reagan Revolution took place, and that's what happened. Okay, that's exactly what happened. And if you looked at the primary numbers, the same thing was happening. The Republican side at this point was about 2 million votes ahead of the Democrats' total votes, and you knew what was coming. Right now, you're sitting on 3 million people more. Just about almost 3 million people have voted more. 8.3 Republican votes, 5.5 Democrat votes. Exactly where we're at. And you can see the tidal wave as it starts to sweep. So, having said that, there's a long way to go. And there's still a lot of candidates. Don't forget, it's not just Trump and Cruz and Rubio. You still have John Kasich. And you still have Dr. Ben Carson. On the Republican side, on Democrat side, it is Clinton and Sanders. And Clinton also has the establishment. The difference here now is the Democrats have what's called superdelegates, that they stacked the deck for Clinton before we ever started the election. So Hillary basically was ahead. If this was a basketball game, and I used to play basketball in high school, you're down 30-0, and then they say, now we're going to start the game, but you're down 30-0. You can still win. You just got to overcome 30 points, okay? And your opponent's good. So that's exactly the situation there. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'm praying for America. Look, I'm not political at all. I'm biblical. I'm just sharing with you because the mainstream media is going to do all this name calling and you know, they're going to talk about the candidates, and the candidates are throwing mud back and forth, and you're going to hear all this hocus pocus. But let me tell you the big numbers. 8.3, 5.5. That means the heart of the Americans is this. We have to change the system. They are loud and clear with that. And who knows who shakes out? I don't know. I mean, yeah, Trump's got the early lead here, but who knows who shakes out? Because if you look at Trump, you look at Cruz, and if you look at Dr. Ben Carson, they are all three basically outsiders. Even though Cruz is a senator, he went in as a senator, but he's never been part of the boys club there. I mean, to be honest with you, he has been throwing elbows from the day he got in. He knew that the establishment was corrupt. Trump totally knows it's corrupt, and Dr. Ben Carson absolutely knows it's corrupt. So here we go. All right. All I can tell you that don't even put a face up there if you don't want to. 8.3, 5.5. That is the number. I'll be back with more current. Here's the deal. I'm coming to West Monroe, Louisiana, with the Take Back America Bible Prophecy Conference. Reverend T.D. Hale will be with me. Now, if you go back to last week, I had Brother Hale on, and he shared on my live show he's received a vision from the Lord the day after Christmas, December 26th, which the Lord showed him 12 things of America. He shared 4 of those things with us on the air the other day, and it was unbelievable, powerful. He has 8 more to go. He will share those at the conference in West Monroe, Louisiana on March the 12th. It's a free conference. About 200 people have registered. There is 300 seats, and I can bring in some more folding chairs. I'm sure the convention center will work with me. I've rented the West Monroe Convention Center, the West Monroe Civic Center, I think it's called, the West Monroe Civic Center. Or I want you to come, be a part of it. Bring a carload of folks. Let's pack the thing out. I'll be preaching. Reverend Hale will be up there speaking as well. Sister Heidi's going to be speaking. And Kevin Wilson and the Kevin Wilson Band will be singing. It will be powerful. Please do not miss this conference. This is the Conference of the South, no question. And we had a big one in Texas last year, and here we go again with West Monroe, Louisiana. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy. We're truly living in the last days. Wow. Pray for America. Pray for America. First of all, we got to get the country straightened back out. Number 2, we got to get people saved. And we got to get back on the right track. Pray one for another. Praise God.